It was late on a Thursday evening when I walked through the front door. The house was quiet, but I could feel a heaviness in the air like a storm about to break. My wife Rachel was sitting on the couch, her hands folded neatly on her lap. She didn't even look up when I entered, just stared at the floor as if rehearsing something in her head. I set down my keys and asked if everything was all right. That's when she lifted her eyes to mine and said the words that shattered everything I thought we had. "I'm tired of hiding, so just know I have someone else and I don't regret it." At first I didn't move, I didn't breathe, it felt like the ground had opened beneath me. I asked her what she meant, hoping desperately that I had misheard. But she repeated slowly, as if making sure each word landed, "I've been seeing someone else and I don't regret it." My chest tightened, my mind scrambled to make sense of the confession. I asked how long had I been living in a lie? She shrugged coldly. "Months, maybe a year, I don't even remember when it started." The room spun around me, memories flooding back, late nights, unexplained absences, excuses that I ignored. I realized I had known deep down but refused to see the truth. Rachel's voice was steady, calm, as though she had rehearsed this moment. "I'm not going to hide it anymore," she said. "You deserve to know." I stared at her, searching for remorse, but found only detachment. No tears, no apologies, just blunt honesty twisted into cruelty. I whispered, "Why now? Why tell me like this?" She answered, "Because I'm tired of pretending and I don't want to sneak around anymore." Her words cut deeper than the betrayal itself. I thought of the years we had built together, the trust, the laughter, the shared dreams. All of it now reduced to ashes in a single conversation. I wanted to scream, to demand answers, to ask about the nights she said she was working late. But instead I sat down slowly, feeling the weight of exhaustion heavier than anger. Rachel crossed her arms, waiting for me to respond. Finally I said, "If you don't regret it, then you don't regret losing me either." She hesitated just for a second before nodding faintly. I stood up, walked to the bedroom, and began pulling out a suitcase. She watched silently, no protests, no pleas, no second thoughts. Every folded shirt, every packed shoe felt like a piece of my heart being stored away. Rachel finally asked, "Where will you go?" I answered, "Anywhere, but here, anywhere I can breathe again." She didn't follow me, she didn't try to stop me, she only sat back down on the couch, scrolling through her phone as if nothing had happened. By the time I closed the door behind me, I knew this was the end. The night air was cold, but it felt cleaner, freer than the stale betrayal I had left behind. I drove to my friend Marcus's house and told him everything. He listened quietly, then said, "You deserve better, you know that, right?" I nodded, though tears blurred my vision. The following days were a blur of paperwork, cancelled plans, broken dreams. Her family called begging me to forgive, saying she was confused, that she didn't mean it. But I knew better, she had meant every word. Forgiveness without remorse is surrender, and I would not surrender my dignity. Weeks turned into months, and slowly I found strength in the silence. I rebuilt my routines, worked longer hours, reconnected with old friends. The pain lingered, but it became a reminder, not a prison. One afternoon I saw Rachel by chance at a grocery store. She looked at me surprised, then tried to smile as if nothing had happened. I nodded politely but walked past without stopping. Her face fell, and for the first time I saw regret flicker in her eyes. But by then it was too late. I had moved beyond her shadow into a life defined by my own choices, not her betrayal. Months later, when people asked why I never gave her another chance, I said simply, "Because she told me she had no regrets, and neither do I." In the end, her honesty broke me, but it also freed me. And I will carry that freedom far longer than I ever carried her lies.